All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to explore one of the most powerful themes you'll find in the sacred scriptures. It's this idea of a journey out of spiritual blindness and into sight, moving from living in the shadows to stepping into God's incredible, wonderful light. So let's kick things off with a question. And this one's not from me, it's actually from Jesus himself. I want you to just imagine for a second, picture him standing right there on the roadside of your life right now, looking you in the eye and asking really personally, what do you want me to do for you? With how crazy busy our world is, it's so easy to feel this kind of spiritual hunger, right? It's that feeling of being a little lost, maybe sitting in the shadows, just really longing for some clarity or a sense of direction that we just can't seem to drum up on our own. And this feeling, well, it's captured perfectly in the scriptures. In the first reading from St. Peter, he talks about a time when we were, quote, no people, basically just wandering around without a real identity. And that phrase, worldly desires that wage war against the soul, wow. I mean, that's it, isn't it? That's that internal battle we all face, all the stuff that clouds our vision and keeps us from seeing what's really true. Okay, so now let's dive into the gospel because this is where it gets really good. We meet this guy, a beggar named Bartimaeus. He's blind, he's sitting by the road. But here's the thing. He's not just some historical figure from 2,000 years ago. No, he's a powerful symbol for every single one of us, for anyone who's ever felt that need for God's mercy. And listen to his cry. It's not some big, complicated, eloquent speech. Nope. It's direct, it's humble, and it is just filled with this raw, unshakable faith. He knows exactly who to call on, and he knows exactly what he needs. Mercy. I mean, what a perfect model for our own prayer, right? But of course, look what happens next. The crowd, the world around him, they try to shut him down. They're literally telling him to be quiet. And you have to ask, how often do we feel that same pressure? Those voices of doubt, maybe in our own heads, or even the voices of other people, telling us to just silence that cry for something more. And this is where we really see the heart of faith. Faced with all that resistance, does Bartimaeus back down? No way. He gets louder. His persistence just goes to show you that real faith, true faith, it actually gets stronger when it's up against opposition. He absolutely refuses to be ignored. And you know what? His cry is heard. Jesus stops. The whole procession, everybody just comes to a complete halt, all because of one man's persistent faith. This is such a pivotal moment. It shows us so clearly that an authentic cry from the heart is never ignored by God. Okay, now watch what he does next. This is huge. He throws aside his cloak. Now, this wasn't just a piece of clothing. For him, that cloak was his identity. It was his security blanket, his whole world as a beggar. And in one single motion, he just cast off his old life, all his fears, everything that was holding him back to answer Christ's call. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What are our cloaks? Maybe it's a job title, a bad habit, some old hurt we're clinging to. He just drops it all. So when Jesus asks him that incredibly personal question, what do you want me to do for you? His answer is it's so profound because it's so simple. He doesn't ask for money. He doesn't ask for an easier life. He asks for vision. He's asking for truth. He wants to see the world and himself as they really, truly are. And the transformation that follows is just total. It's a complete, radical, spiritual reorientation. We see him move from darkness to light, from blindness to sight, and, as the scriptures say, from being one of no people to suddenly being part of a chosen race. This is so much more than just physical healing. It's like he's a new creation. So this brings us full circle, doesn't it? It connects this incredible miracle in the gospel right back to that first reading from 1 Peter. See, the healing that Bartimaeus received, it's a perfect picture of the new, true identity that is given to every single one of us through faith. I mean, just listen to these words, let them sink in. This isn't just pretty, symbolic language or poetry. No. According to St. Peter, this is your actual identity in Christ. This is who you are because of your baptism. In God's eyes, you are anything but ordinary. You've been chosen, set apart for a holy purpose. So what on earth does royal priesthood actually mean for us, like on a Tuesday afternoon? Well, it means our entire life. Your work, your family, the good stuff, the tough stuff, all of it can be offered up to God as a spiritual sacrifice. It's things like handling a difficult coworker with patience, changing a diaper with love, or even just offering up a moment of gratitude when you're stuck in traffic. It's about living a life that's consecrated, that's set apart for Him, right in the middle of wherever you are. Now, it's so important to get this next part. Receiving our sight, getting this new identity, that's not the end of the story. Not even close. It's actually the very beginning of a brand new journey. It's the starting line for a life of active discipleship. This little detail from the gospel is absolutely crucial, so don't miss it. What is the very first thing Bartimaeus does with his new sight? He follows Jesus on the way. See, true feeling, real conversion, it always leads to action. We're given sight for a reason, so that we can follow the light of the world. So, what does this all mean for you and me? How do we make this real? Well, here's a super practical path. First, just ask. In your own prayer, ask God that same question. Second, identify. Be honest and have the courage to pinpoint one area where you know you're a little spiritually blind. And third, act. Take just one concrete step, maybe today, to walk toward the light in that specific area. And so, we end right back where we started, with that powerful personal question. Think of this less as the end of an explainer and more like an invitation to start a new conversation with God. So I encourage you, take this question with you. Take it into your prayer, into the quiet moments of your day, and just listen. Listen for his answer. Jesus, what do you want me to see?